As at mid-year 2019, Nigeria had a population of 201 million with an annual population growth rate of 3.2%, making it the 7th most populated country in the world. Children aged 0 to 14 years account for 44%, while 19% are between 15 and 24 years old. Together, 63% of Nigeria's population is younger than 25 years. Nigeria's population is expected to reach 263 million by 2030. By 2050, the country would have become the 3rd most populous country in the world with 200 million additional people, taking its total population to 401 million by the middle of the century. By the end of the century, the number would have increased to 734 million. This population represents both an opportunity and a challenge. It can launch the country into a situation of sustainable development, but if not well handled, can also be clogged in the wheel of the country's development. The human life cycle is divided into 3: the child dependency period, the working age period, the old age dependency period. If there are more people in the working age, then dependency is low and the population structure is favorable. Demographic dividend refers to the economic growth potential that can result from shifts in a country's population age structure, such that a large percentage of the population falls within the working age. The development of a country is dependent on the interplay of what is produced by the effective producers, workers, and what can be consumed by the effective consumers, the population. Those working must be able to produce and earn enough to support the consumption of themselves as well as the children and elderly. The ratio of these workers to consumers is the support ratio. If dependents are high, the support ratio will be low, and the higher the support ratio, the higher the prosperity of the country. To have demographic dividend, there must be an increase in the support ratio. Compared with other high population countries, Nigeria is 1 generation behind. While their support ratios will peak around year 2044, Nigeria's support ratio will peak 70 years later. To harness this demographic dividend, adequate policies must be put in place and right investment decisions taken. In 2017, Nigeria launched a demographic dividend roadmap to highlight areas of strategic investment to harness the demographic dividend. This roadmap is a strategy to ensure that the country's youthful population and ensuing window of opportunity contributes to achieving the demographic dividend. There are strategic investments that must be taken. These are enshrined in the 5 pillars of the demographic dividend roadmap. Number 1, health, including family planning and well-being. The starting point for the window of opportunity is a reduction in fertility. Procreation is a right, but there is no right without responsibility. Men and women must be responsible for the number of children they have. Reducing early marriage and improving maternal health is a collective national responsibility if we must harness demographic dividend. The responsibility to provide good child and reproductive health is important. Universal health coverage must be achieved in the country. Number 2, education and skills development. Every child must be educated. Nigeria must prepare to build the human capital of the new 200 million people that will be added to the country's population. The more than 12 million children out of school is unacceptable. Every Nigerian child must have access to quality education through adequate schooling. The country's Universal Basic Education (UBE) Act must be implemented religiously. Number 3. Employment and entrepreneurship. Every child who has acquired education must have the opportunity to exhibit knowledge and contribute to the development of the country. Decent jobs must be a priority. Employability and entrepreneurship must be strengthened. The country must make sure the productive population grows rich before they grow old. Number 4. Governance and youth participation. Good governance is key to achieving the dividend. There must be concrete action towards strengthening the rule of law, improving the efficiency of government operations, reducing corruption, and guaranteeing contract enforcement. Nigerian youths must be allowed to fully participate and benefit from governance and economic prosperity of the country. Number 5. Practical evidence building on demographic dividend. Accurate planning and development cannot happen in the absence of quality population data. The demographic characteristics of different geopolitical zones are different. Evidence on how to positively harness the differential demographic dividend in different states must be obtained. The country conducted its last population census in 2006. Globally, every country is expected to hold census every 10 years. National census must hold without delay. Nigeria is not homogeneous, and population dynamics is important. The population age structures in different regions and states are different from what obtains nationally. As such, there is no one-size-fits-all strategy. Each state in Nigeria needs to study its demographic trends as well as their causes and consequences with reference to the development goals. Urbanization is currently a reality, and urban renewal and development must be taken seriously. Nigeria has a very young population. We should, however, not be defined by the sensationalism of the negative challenges of high Nigerian youth population, especially as challenges are also opportunities. An additional population of 200 million Nigerians to be added to the country's population in the next 30 years represents enormous opportunity. Imagine if all of them can have decent jobs. It, however, calls for stronger economic and governance institutions. Nigeria must position herself to create and harness the demographic dividend that a large proportion of youthful population can offer. It is an opportunity that Nigeria not afford to forego.